Okay, here are the answers to the first set of questions from last week. I did record another video for this, however, I then realized that my microphone was muted. Um, so the answers are already here, but it's not too big a deal because they should be relatively straightforward. I'm going to constantly encourage people to do this, but I know they won't listen to me. This bit here will not get you any marks in the exam. Although that's actually a lie, because it might actually get you all the marks. There's no marks for doing this bit, but if you get used to extracting the information from a question, writing it out like this at the side, it then means you don't tend to make mistakes afterwards. And for me, while this bit isn't worth the marks, it's that allows you to get all these other bits that are worth the marks. So, says a person runs 100 meters in 12 seconds, so our distance 100 times 12 seconds. What's the speed? Write out the equation because that is always worth your first mark. Write it out again, but put in the things you know. We don't have to do any rearranging here. Type that into your calculator, it gives you 8.3 reoccurring. So you can write down 8.3 or 8.33 or 8.3 with a little dot above it. Any of those are fine for your answer. And it's the speed we're looking, so we should also include the right units of meters per second. Second one, how long will it take a person walking 2 meters per second to cover a distance of 100 meters per second? Once again, extract the information. Write out the equation, because that's worth a mark. Write it out again. Don't worry about rearranging it. Write it out again. Put in the values that you know, and we get to here. Now, what we have to do when we're dividing by t, it's always quite difficult to work out what t is. So we multiply both sides by t, which will give us 2t equals 100. We then divide both sides by 2, and that gives us a t is 500 seconds. How far will a cyclist travel in 15 meters per second, travel in 30 seconds? Well, we're trying to find the distance, speed of 15, time of 30, write out your equation, put in your values. Here we're trying to find d, multiply both sides by 30, gives us that the distance is 450, correct unit would be meters. Question 4, plane covers a distance of 1000 meters in a time of 4 seconds. What is its speed? Once again, write out the information, write out your equation, put in your values, no rearranging necessary, gives us 250 meters per second. Question 5, this does happen in real life. Sound travels at 330 meters per second. If you shout at a person 100 meters away, how long after you shout will they hear the sound? You can try this. It fits with social distancing. You don't have to be too close to anybody. If you stand very far away, somewhere that you will be able to hear someone shouts, say hello. If you look at them, you will see their lips move, and there will be a delay, and then you'll hear the sound, because it takes a certain amount of time for the sound to travel from that person's mouth to your ears. Okay, and we can work out how long it would be if it was 100 meters. So speed is 330, distance is 100. Put it into our equation. Once again, this is a tricky one when we're dividing by time. So first we multiply both sides by time, and then we divide both sides by 330. And it gives us a time of 0.30 reoccurring. So you might see that your calculator says this. That means there's a little pattern that the 3 and the 0 repeat forever. We can round it to 3 significant figures, or 2 is fine as well. So even if you put down 0.3 here, it would be accepted in an exam. That is a perceivable time delay. So even standing 100 meters apart, you will see someone's lips move before you hear the sound. Last one, car travels at a constant speed of 35 meters per second. How far will it travel in 1 minute? Once you get used to physics, it's this kind of thing you'll spot very, very quickly. This is meters per second, and we're given a time in minutes. Those two things are not compatible. Okay, if we're using meters per second, our time needs to be in seconds. So the first thing we have to do is multiply by 60 to get our minutes into seconds. Then, just the normal thing, speed equals distance divided by time, put in your values, multiply both sides by 60 here to get the distance by itself, gives you a distance of 2,100 meters.